a guy like me, I like all types of flavors. I like my women in twos.
Hey, what's up? Welcome back to OhDolly Networks with another exclusive. We have PressureOnline.com. Whoop!
Yeah, what's up? What's going on with you?
Nothing much. We are lucky enough for Pressure to open the doors to his home studio. And we're going to interview him and we're going to talk about his new album called F.E.A.R.
Definitely, let's talk about it.
It's easy to get caught up when you brought up around some thieves. And they don't want your chain, they want your L-I-F-E. They gon'
I really want to know, and I'm sure the viewers really want to know, what was the purpose of calling your album F.E.A.R.?
What's interesting about this album specifically is, throughout the last 3 years of my life in the process while I was making this album, I was dealing with a lot of fear, you know what I mean? From the situation that I had with my lung collapsing. You know, it changed the way I was living and everything. And I feel like with fear, a lot of people deal with that in the sense of, you could fear to be successful, you could fear to fail, you could fear to not be financially stable. I just feel like fear overall is something that, we all have internally, whether we know it or not.
Not a lot of people talk about it.
Definitely not, nah.
So let's get into what really happened to cause that fear. March 29th, what is that all about? Let us know what happened.
March 29th, I created that record. It was basically about more like a timeline of like how my day went when I actually realized that something was wrong. You know what I mean? In my chest, and I was like, whoa. I was feeling a little strange this specific day and pretty much was trying to ignore it. And for those who haven't heard the actual record, pretty much just talking about how, I woke up, I was going on with my day, feeling some chest pains, and next thing you know, I eventually had to go to the hospital. And, my cousin who saved me, it's on a whole nother level just because, my intentions was to leave the ER, but, saved me. And, luckily I didn't leave because, could have turned out a little bit upside down.
Do you think that that's where your main fear stems from?
Definitely. The fear definitely stemmed from there simply because as a person who's had great health, just about my whole life, for that to spontaneously happen, it was very traumatizing because it's not something that I look, you don't look forward to something like that happening to someone that, has been athletic their whole life, for example. So, yeah.
Word. So for those of you who don't know, Pressure and I have been friends for the longest. He doesn't smoke, he doesn't drink, and for his lung to collapse, that's very tragic. Did they tell you how that happened or what could have caused it?
Honestly, they did some research and everything, but they were more like going off the fact of secondhand smoke. That was the closest symptom of something that, I was in relation with that they was like, that could definitely be a great cause. But,
I know it could be scary.
Yeah, it can be because you figure, a good amount of people smoke. It's easy to be around it, whether you're at work, whatever you're doing, you can run into it anytime. So it definitely creates a different paranoia that I deal with now when people smoke.
Yeah. So let's get back to this album though. I had the pleasure, guys, of being able to choose some of the songs on Pressure's album. I, along with my nugget, Naya, she in the back there.
Yeah, what's up?
So that was definitely a privilege, and I feel like this album showed many different sides of Daryl, let alone Pressure. Now we got some Pressure joints on there, but we have some Daryl joints on there. Like, what song on the album do you feel is more so Daryl than Pressure?
One song? I only could choose one?
For right now, yeah. Like, what is the song that people did not expect from you?
Letter to Monkeys. That was the song. That was the song that I seen the reaction, and it's giving insight on not only my life but more like in-house. So it's different. You don't really hear me talk about my siblings. you know, family period. So that was definitely one of the songs that keyed in a little differently.
Do you feel like Pressure Online is an ego for you? Or do you feel like that's who you are? Like the things you rap about, the whole PressureOnline.com, is that you? Or is that just like a side of you that you get to like be?
Well, look at it like this, right? Metaphorically, let's put it this way. When you're working 9 to 5, you know, whatever your position is for the day, that's who you are. When you leave, you're yourself. You know, it's like Batman, Bruce Wayne. You know, it's time to put the cape on and you take it off. So it's definitely me. It's just a different side. It's a different level of energy when I put pressure out there. But when it's Daryl and it's personal and you hear more storylines and all that, it's definitely, there's a slight difference, definitely.
And so recently, your hit Big Tipper was on Hot 97.
Mm-hmm.
Like, playing like every day. Like, what was your feeling when you first heard it on the radio? Like, that's my shit. Like, that is my song playing on the radio. Like, were you hyped? Like, I know that you're a humble person, so you don't really like to, I don't want to say be excited, but you don't like to be excited.
Right, I don't brag too hard. That experience was real different just because, you know, I've been rapping for, you know, 10 plus years before that. So for it to take even a decade just to get on mainstream airwaves, it was overwhelming. Honestly, I didn't even know how to feel because it was like, wow, like it took this long and it happened. It finally happened. It was weird. I think it didn't really hit me until probably the 3rd or 4th week when I heard it on Hot 97. I was like, damn, it's in it was in rotation for 14 weeks, you know, like
14 weeks. You don't think that's like, you gotta pat yourself on the back if your song was in rotation for 14 weeks. Come on, man.
Yeah, it's just weird for me, you know, because I'm just such a hard worker that I don't get caught up in certain achievements like I would have in my younger days, you know, but you know, it took a lot of hard work, you know, just breaking day in the studio, you know, trying different styles of music and all of that, and, you know, just finally found that one, you know, so it was different. It was a different emotion.
So what can the viewers look forward to in the upcoming days in regards to your album? Like, what do you have for them coming out?
I pretty much, I'm putting out lyric videos to every song. In addition to that, I am doing the merchandise for each song. So every song will have its own custom-made clothing that people can purchase soon. And I'm doing a series of music videos that actually, the way they're gonna come together is kind of gonna be like a short film, you know, with the songs as like the soundtrack. So as of right now, that's what's going on until, you know, things clear up on the outdoors. Do like a PE.A.R tour and do like a college tour, like go to different colleges and, you know, some other stuff that I want to keep under the
college
rug.
tour sounds dope.
Yeah.
That sounds real dope.
Yeah, that's the audience. Those are the people that's like supporting heavy right now.
That's what's up. And let people know where they can follow you, where they can find your music, and your new upcoming videos. Where can they watch it?
Yeah, definitely. So, shout out to Miss OhDolly. I'm gonna call you Miss OhDolly. You might as well just take that title and run with it. Shout out to Miss OhDolly for bringing me up here on the show. Anyone that wants to check out my music or follow me, you can follow me on Instagram at PressureOnline, YouTube, PressureOnline. You can simply Google PressureOnline as one word.
Google.
Everything gonna come up.
Google
everything you need.
PressureOnline.
My album F.E.A.R, you can find it on all streaming platforms. PressureOnline F.E.A.R stand for Finding Excuses and Reasons. Make sure y'all check in. And that's us.
And we out. Okay, we're here live in Times Square with PressureOnline.com, just hours away from his birthday. His album cover is premiering right here behind us. Got anything to say?
Blessed.
Blessed and highly favored.
Definitely blessed, that's it.
You don't want to thank anybody?
Yeah, Actually, I want to thank everybody that actually listened to my album, that copied it, downloaded, streamed it, whatever you did. Shout out to my man Kareem, man. He helped get me up on the billboard in Times Square. We on 42nd Street with it, baby. We right there.
Ready, baby?
Oh, man.
They like, damn. They came up. Shorty wanna jump. You know I got that pop. Yeah. Wanna spit me 'cause I came up.